one thing that I'm interested in, and I know a lot of people are talking about, is the battle to make the roster, specifically for the bench. I know that you have tweeted a fair amount about Hanser Alberto, who has been playing very well in the spring. So my question is, if we're going to assume, and you can correct me on this too if you disagree, but if we're assuming that three bench spots are going to Sebi Zavala or a catcher, Larry Garcia, and Gavin Sheets, who do you see as having the edge potentially for that fourth spot? Since there are really, five or six options, I think, that are realistic.
It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Now, why is Hanser Alberto important? I actually have a podcast that is coming out on Tuesday all about Hanser Alberto. And you're like, Chuck, why are you spending so much time on a guy who'd be like the 26th man on the roster? You know who was one of the most popular players on the Dodgers last year? It was Hanser Alberto. Yeah, you need thumpers. Yeah, you need on-base guys. Jordan, you like the on-base guys, I know. You need Hanser Albertos as well. I spoke with Salvador Perez at Royals camp. I brought up Hanser Alberto to him because he was his teammate for 1 year in 2021. And Salvador Perez said, every major league team needs to have a Hanser Alberto. He said he's one of the best teammates he's ever had. So you're like, well, what makes him such a great teammate? I'm looking at his stats here. There's not much there. He does hit left-handed pitching and hits it very well. He's very good against lefties throughout his whole career. He does that well. He plays short, second, third. But where he is great is he's one of the best teammates you can have. When a guy is struggling, when a team is struggling, he sees through the trees. He walks into the clubhouse. He switches. He's got this knack for switching the mood around, for saying the right thing to the right people. There are special players who can do that. This is one of those guys. He's not always been on winning teams, but he played with Elvis Andrus and with the Rangers in like 2014, 2016, 2017. He's with the Orioles. He was with the Royals. This is a guy who was brought in and he played under Pedro Grifol last season. So when I see that, I'm thinking he's making the team. Pedro Grifol brought him in. He's batting .500 in the spring. I think he's going to make the team. What does this mean for Larry Garcia? I'd watch the Larry Garcia story unfold. He needs to step it up big time. I would not be shocked. If the White Sox either deal him or eat the money. I could see that happening because this team is all about winning. But we'll see what happens. Larry's got to play well. He does mean a lot to this team. He plays a lot of positions. But Pedro's got a couple of his guys. Billy Hamilton for one, Hanser Alberto for another. So let's watch this competition unfold. The White Sox are all about winning. They are, believe it or not. So Larry Garcia needs to compete for a spot on this team. That is exactly what Pedro Grifol said at the very beginning of camp. He does not have this position wrapped up. He's got to compete for it. He's got to fight for it. He hit a home run in a game. So I don't know how it's all going to play out, but I would not be shocked if Alberto and Billy Hamilton are on this team on opening day.